video, the 5 worst symptoms of kidney disease, and more importantly, how you can get rid of them naturally. And we will also see how to cut proteinuria in half with 1 pill a day. Catherine here, I'm a doctor in natural medicine, and today I want to give you exactly what you have been asking for. I've read your comments, guys. You are asking, how do I reduce the swelling? How do I lower protein in my urine? How do I stop the nausea? And more. So today, I'm sharing with you powerful natural ways to solve each and every one of these issues. But today, we're not just going to mask the symptoms. We're going to treat their root cause naturally and effectively. Now, the best part, when you start seeing improvements in these symptoms, it's a signal that your kidneys are actually healing. So, are you ready to feel the change? Let's jump right into it. Number 5, let's start with proteinuria because I know that many people are worried about this symptom. Now, proteinuria is both a sign of kidney damage and a predictor of kidney function. This is why when people tell me, "Doc, my pee is looking frothy," my response isn't, "Congrats, you're a human cappuccino." Nah, it's more like, go get checked ASAP. Seriously, if you have DUBs, get a basic metabolic panel, maybe also an ACR test, because it's generally better to know you have a kidney problem than just keeping guessing. I mean, ignorance is bliss, they say. And yeah, that may work in some aspects in life, but for sure, it doesn't work when it comes to serious health issues. Just saying. And what if you already know your proteinuria is too high? Well, let's see how to slash your proteinuria in half. So there are a few things that actually help with this issue. First of all, vitamin D. Look, this vitamin is important. It's really important. It's like LeBron in the finals level important. And you know what makes me really mad? When doctors are trying to save pennies by giving you the knockoff vitamin D, aka ergocalciferol, or the discount version of vitamin D. I mean, vitamin D2 to CKD patients in 2024? Seriously? What's next? Leeches and bloodletting? Where did this doctor get their degree? Costco? Guys, I've seen vitamin D2 prescribed to more than 1 stage 4 and 5 CKD patient, and that really made me ask myself when saving a few pennies became more important than people's lives. Not good. When it comes to vitamin D, you want the good stuff. We're talking about a prescription for calcitriol, which is the active form, the form that actually works for CKD patients, not some vitamin that your grocery store stocks next to the 2-for-1 Doritos. Yes, you need a prescription that actually does what you're paying for. I know, shocking. Asking for a prescription that works. What is this? Wish upon a star? By the way, in a recent placebo-controlled trial, kidney disease patients who were administered 2 micrograms paracalcitol, a vitamin D analog, were able to see a huge drop in proteinuria levels of 34%. So keep that in mind. And if arguing with your doctor or maybe your insurance sounds unpleasing, remember, you've only got 2 kidneys. It's not like kidneys grow back and getting a third one from someone else. Well, these days, that's harder than finding a doctor who doesn't secretly Google your symptoms. Now, wait a minute before you start making calls. I also have another recommendation to give you about proteinuria. This is a recommendation that I know will make the haters in the comment section go wild, but I decided that I don't care. Anyway, my recommendation is there are certain prescription medications that can actually help with proteinuria. Yep, I said it. Prescriptions. And I'm talking about stuff such as Forxiga, but also your garden variety ACE inhibitors and ARBs. Yeah, I know. that I have often told you that these medications can be dangerous, but please hear me out. While for a patient with stage 4 or even 5, taking these medications only means putting a huge burden on the kidneys without actually helping them, for people in stage 2 or 3 that only have proteinuria to worry about, taking these medications can mean delaying the progression of the disease by years. I mean, in a large study, Forxiga was able to lower proteinuria levels in CKD patients by more than 40%. So maybe consider it. So the bottom line here is there is no one size fits all when it comes to the treatment for kidney disease. Make sure your nephrologist and your PCP know what they are doing, and if you have doubts, well, you can shoot me an email at Catherine@newhopeforkidneypatients.com. It's also down in the description, and I can double check that you are doing all you need to do to get better. Yes, I'm available again for consultation, and I'm taking new patients, so consider sending me an email. Up next, number 4, we're tackling 2 symptoms of kidney disease that, let's be honest, are about as fun as walking barefoot on a Lego brick: swelling in the legs and urinating at night. Yeah, nothing says life of the party like legs that look like inflated balloons and midnight bathroom trips that make you feel like you're auditioning for a sleepwalking horror movie. And now some good news. There are natural treatments that work for both these issues. Yes, as promised, we are going to see natural treatments this time, not just pills. I mean, even natural treatments can come in pill form, but hey, never mind. I'm not here to philosophize about what's natural and what's not. I'm here to break down nocturia, the fancy term for needing to pee at night, and edema, which means swelling mostly in the legs because gravity is a jerk. But why am I grouping these 2 together, you ask? Well, because they share the same cause: fluid retention. That's right. Your body is basically hoarding water like it's prepping for a drug. Because you see, decreased kidney function means that the kidneys can have a hard time removing enough fluid and sodium from the body. Due to gravity, this excess fluid will accumulate mostly in the legs and ankles. Hence, you're rocking that Michelin Man look by the end of the day. But don't get too comfy when you lie down at night. That fluid decides it's time for a road trip back to your torso. Why? Gravity. Your kidneys, which apparently set their alarms for 1 a.m., suddenly remember they've got a job to do. Now, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and instead of dreaming about tropical vacations, you're stumbling to the bathroom for the 4th time, wondering why your bladder is training for a marathon. So, how do we prevent gravity from making you spend the night in the bathroom? Spend the night in the bomb an astronaut. Yep, join NASA, fly Boeing, and get stranded on the International Space Station where gravity can't follow you and nocturia is not a thing. Up next, number... what are you saying? You're not up for the whole astronaut gig? Fine, if you insist on staying on Earth, there are natural diuretics that can help. First of all, what I recommend are foods with diuretic properties. These include asparagus, ginger, onion, celery, and arugula. Super healthy stuff that also really help kidney health in general, by the way. And we can also take advantage of certain herbs with diuretic properties. One of my favorites is dandelion. The leaves of this plant may be eaten in a salad or used to make tea for their diuretic property. They will directly help you filtering organs to function more efficiently. And if you want to make sure you are reducing the frequency of urination at night, try compression stockings. These special stockings can help improve blood flow in the legs by gently compressing them. Another trick many patients find useful in order to decrease the frequency of urination at night is lying with their legs raised during the day, especially in the afternoon and before going to bed. Doing this for even just 1 hour a day helps getting the extra fluids from the legs near the kidneys where they can get expelled. And remember, what works best for fluid retention is treating the cause of the issue. So be very careful with the salt shaker, alright? And Increase water intake, especially in the morning and afternoon, but not before going to sleep. And most important, move more. Trust me when I say that the only thing we have that's close enough to be a panacea, a cure for all ailments, is regular exercising. When your body moves, fluid starts to move too, and it's easier for your heart to get it back to your kidneys. But hey, if walking on a treadmill is not your thing, I hear Boeing has 2 new open positions for ISS astronauts, and let's hope this time it's not just one-way only tickets. Up next, number 3, let's chat about a problem that being stranded in space will only make worse. No, it's not running out of oxygen, but you might wish it was. Constipation and hyperkalemia. That's right. Guys, we're diving into the glamorous world of blocked pipes and potassium overload. Just what you sign up for, right? Now, every time I ask a patient if they're having regular bowel movements, they give me that deer in headlights look, like I've just asked them to explain quantum physics or do their own taxes. And then, when I tell them I'm asking about their bowel movements because I'm actually worried about their heart, that really clears things up. Nothing says heart health like a good old-fashioned poop chat. But let me explain. We know today that constipation is way more dangerous for kidney disease patients than most people realize. Kidney disease is often associated with an alteration in the gut microbiota called gut dysbiosis. This is a problem because the gut is used by the body to get rid of the same toxins the kidneys are tasked to remove: phosphorus, creatinine, urea, and potassium. What this means is that if constipation is present, the patient is both going to suffer more from the symptoms of kidney disease and also to lose kidney function at a faster rate. So if you're backed up down there, your kidneys are going to feel it. More toxins equals more kidney work equals faster kidney damage. Think of it like this. Your kidneys are the one sober person at a party who has to drive everyone home while also cleaning up the mess. And by the way, if talking about your bowel movements to one doctor isn't enough fun, don't worry. You'll get to repeat that conversation to multiple specialists. Honestly, it's like a bizarre version of speed dating. Yes, I'm still constipated. Yes, I love talking about it. No, I'm not eating bananas. Speaking of bananas, I still see people in the comment section yelling that I shouldn't recommend bananas or avocados because they have potassium. I mean, really? In 2024, people are still treating potassium like it's Voldemort? You can't even say the word without getting a collective gasp.
Voldemort.
News flash! We've moved on from that. So now you understand why when I see you've got high potassium levels, I'm going to ask about your bowel movements, because potassium levels tell me more about your health than you may imagine. And well, luckily enough, most CKD patients are being tested for potassium levels. So in short, having too high potassium levels and constipation usually means that you may be losing kidney function at a faster than normal rate. So question, what are some completely natural ways to treat this issue and help the kidneys? When it comes to constipation, the very first thing you want to make sure you are doing is keeping well hydrated. Nothing moves down there if there is not enough water, alright? Then I also recommend increasing fiber intake. Some patients out there are still being told to avoid fruits and veggies when their potassium is high, which is not only useless, but also like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Avoiding fiber? Yeah, that'll fix it. If by fix it, you mean make it worse. On the other hand, eating more fruit and veggies rich in fiber, especially those with soluble fiber, may really help. Stuff such as figs, sweet potatoes, apricots, strawberries, pears, and berries. Remember, most of the fiber, fruit and veggies pack is in the peel. Don't even think about throwing away those peels. They're like the bonus level of fiber, especially if you want to beat constipation like a pro. And let's not forget the fiber heroes, oats and plums. Start your day with some oats throw in a few plums for good measure. It's breakfast that says I care about my kidneys without tasting like cardboard. Oh, and yes, fiber supplements like psyllium husk can work wonders too. But there is one thing: you've got to chug them down with enough water, or you're basically creating cement in your intestines. You have been warned. Number 2, since we're already deep in the gutter, literally the gut, let's tackle the next joy of kidney disease: nausea. Ah yes, nausea, the feeling that turns every meal into a high-stakes gamble of will I eat this or will it just make a quick exit in a not-so-glamorous way? Nausea is another symptom that can have a big impact on the health and on the quality of life of someone suffering from kidney disease. Have you ever heard about malnutrition or protein energy wasting? Those are fancy ways to say you are losing too much muscle mass. And by the way, that's what most people are afraid of when they think about cutting protein intake. Newsflash, it's not a low-protein diet that causes malnutrition, but the inability of the patient of actually eating enough food. So yeah, losing weight because you can't eat is not the kind of body goals anyone wants to achieve. Pro tip: puking your way to a size 0 is not how this works, guys. So if your stomach is staging a rebellion, here's my first suggestion. Try ginger. Yeah, the same spicy root that's been helping settle stomachs since humans realized eating raw mammoth wasn't a good idea. Ginger is like nature's very own anti-nausea pill, minus the pharmacy lines and side effects, of course. But ginger is incredibly powerful when it comes to nausea. It should always be tried before starting a pharmacologic intervention. So try chopping a small cube of fresh ginger, about ½ inch, and just eat it. Yeah, you can eyeball it. Just don't go overboard with it because it can cause heartburn if you eat too much. But in many cases, a small piece of ginger is all it takes to feel less nausea, and yes, it works, even when the nausea is caused by CKD. If chewing ginger feels too much like a punishment, don't worry, you've got options. There are ginger supplements, ginger tea, or you can even sprinkle it on your food like you're seasoning away your suffering. Honestly, ginger is so loaded with health benefits, I recommend shoving it into your diet even if you're not having issues with nausea. Ginger is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It can help with the inflammation associated with kidney disease. Always keep some fresh ginger in your pantry because nothing says I'm good at herbal medicine like having a root that looks like an alien's hand in your kitchen. And remember, if you are anything like me, your ginger is going to sprout. But don't worry, the new part is actually as good as gingers come. And unfortunately, for some patients, ginger is not enough. What do we do when herbal medicine is not enough? Of course, consult your doctor. There are medications that can help with nausea. Now, on to number 1, excessive fatigue. Oh yeah, that never-ending exhaustion that makes you feel like you run a marathon just by existing. It's one of the greatest hits of kidney disease, right next to swelling and midnight bathroom runs. Fatigue is so common that if you don't have it, you're probably some kind of anomaly that scientists should study. Jokes aside, don't let fatigue go untreated just because it's common. It's not just one of those meh, I'll deal with it later things, like it's ignoring the dishes in the sink. If you're dragging through life like a zombie, it's not just because you stayed up too late watching cat videos. It might be anemia. Actually, for many patients, fatigue is the first signs of these dangerous complications of CKD. Here's the kicker. Anemia is so common in CKD patients that some doctors treat it like background noise. No tests, no iron, no treatment. It's like they've hit the ignore button on the kidney alarm hoping the problem will just disappear. Newsflash, ignoring anemia doesn't make it go away. It's like ignoring a leaky roof. You're just inviting disaster to move in. This is incredibly dangerous. Anemia is not just the main cause for fatigue in CKD patients. It also damages the kidneys. That's right, anemia can make your CKD get worse, faster. But here's the good news. You can do something about it. How? Step 1. Get informed. I recently did a deep dive into how you can combat anemia and other dangerous complications of CKD. If you haven't seen it yet, it's up here and also down in description. And here is the most important part. Don't let anyone ignore your health. Don't let your doctor treat your concerns like an overdue email. Get tested. Get treated. Your health is in your hands. Take action now. Go out there and fight back because your kidneys are worth saving. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye.